How we all doing? This fine Wednesday evening. Good? Side it? Side it. Now, I want to do a review on a tool, and it's not my brother, he's not the tool, but I want to do a review on this. The brand name is called Coppermine. See if I can hold it there long enough to get what you call it, a thumbnail. If I do it long enough, maybe it'll show up as the thumbnail. But I'm finding that I'm actually enjoying this machine a lot more than I originally anticipated. What happened was when I first got it, I wasn't sure certain settings they were throwing me off. They were okay. Here is the screw, right? This guy here, to adjust the height. When you squeeze, it'll adjust the height here on how far it'll close. Obviously, you can see in between the crack that the end there, that there's room to bring the screw up and get that blade further down. With what I'm doing, I don't want that. It's at the perfect height. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'll show you. I am stripping down Christmas lights. A lot of you are going to be sitting back on, you're mental. You're outright mental. Christmas lights? For real, yo? Well, yeah. What else do I have to do with my time? I have no answer. But anyway, this hole here, if yes. Ow! That hole there is the perfect size for a strand of, like when you get the Christmas lights, just that strand there. Perfect size. And I'll show you. Whether or not it picks up real well is a whole new thing. But there in the center is the blade, and it pokes down into that hole part way. Perfect setting right there to strip the Christmas wire. And I'll show you. That's the strand I am going to strip and show you a little bit on that. Now, that's the length of the wire I need. Now, I'll have to go over this a few times just to make sure I have an even, or not an even score, but just to make sure. Did that move on me? I wonder. It doesn't feel like it's cutting in like it once was. It's cutting in, but something just doesn't feel right about the whole. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the blade I'm still on the first blade from when I got it. So maybe it's just itch and go. Maybe it's just oh no. why is this not working for me? And that always happens. As soon as you're recording, that's when you look like the screw up, you know. Then as soon as you quit recording, everything works out. Here we are. It's a working. Come on now. Okay. Well, that explains a lot there on why things weren't working on that one. I was stripping a bunch of these earlier, and apparently I put one back that well, apparently I already stripped the copper wire out of that. I guess who's looking a little silly right now? So what I'll do, I'm gonna trim some of this down so I don't have a real long piece. And then I'll show you. We still get like a few minutes. So yeah, add that last little bit, add that to the moron copulation I got going on. Okay, now this is working out good. Now, like I was saying just a little bit ago, I'm gonna wanna strip this through 3 or 4 times just to make sure. And voila. See what I'm talking about here? That there is the copper. Ah, gee, not you too, no. Well, anyway, this is a good machine. Believe you me, it is. It's just for whatever reason, it's making me out to look like the bad guy. Which I don't like being the bad guy. Anyway, Zikapa. And let's see here, what in the world? And as the Who would say, behind blue eyes, no one would know what it's no one knows what it's like to be the bad man. No one knows what it's like to be the sad man. I was listening to that song earlier, so yeah, it's been on my mind. The Who, behind blue eyes. Don't ask why I was listening to it. If you want to know, I just like the older music. This newer music does nothing for me. I guess I grew up in the. It's gonna date me a little bit, but I grew up listening to the big hair bands in the 80s. That I have a tendency to like the music from well, basically from the 1950s on up to about 2001. About 2001-ish is when I kind of got out of wanting to listen to the modern, I guess, the music. Just a lot of the stuff that came out after that, it just doesn't do anything for me. Now, don't get me wrong, when a good song comes around, I'll be listening. I just don't get into the groups like NSYNC. I don't get into that. Or you get like Justin Bieber. I don't listen to that either. Now, I don't have to score the wiring multiple times like I do. It's just I find when I do it, it's just easy. It's just easier for me to dig the copper out, if you know what I mean. It's eh, maybe not. It may not be much, but you know what? It all goes by weight. When you put this on the scale, I got me a coffee cup that I put it in, and since I've got my machine, which has been about, it's been only a few days. I'll show you something here. That is what I've gotten stripped out of different various wiring. And there is about, I want to say about right around 3/4 pound. There was a wire. Something. I don't know. But anyway, I don't mind doing this work. 'Cause to me, this is easy work. Just doesn't bother me. That and it all goes by weight anyway, you know. Put it on the scale. For every pound, 3.30 per pound. So you figure you take in 10 or 12 pounds. Doesn't take much to make a couple of bucks, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't really have much to talk about other than that, but I do want to mention this is called, the brand name is Coppermine. For 35-ish, for about $35 plus tax, you can have this and 25 blades. I personally, I would recommend it to anybody that you don't really have much space. You don't have a desktop, or not a desktop, but a workbench to work with. You don't really have much. I personally would recommend it. Don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated if you buy it, because it's going to take a little time to learn on the adjustment of the blade, how far to keep your, I guess, rise in that. It takes time to get used to that. But Coppermine, they're on eBay. That's where I got mine, is off of eBay. So yeah, I would recommend it for those that, like in my case, you want to do casual scrapping and you want to build up. Maybe you're in an area like I am, Minnesota, where it's getting colder out. You want to do more indoor work. You really want to do stuff at a slower pace. So something like that would come in handy. Anyway, I'm running out of time. So I'll see you on the next video, alright?